Alright, so as you guys are all getting set up for the event, I wanted to make sure that you guys knew how to run the table, particularly with the non-float. The difference between what our traditional tables run and this is when you load up your G-code. Now you guys have that G-code there. I don't have a copy of that G-code. I'm going to see if I have any non-float G-code in here. Possibly. Oh, I don't have any listed here. Yeah. Regardless, so a non-float processor, essentially the z-axis stays where you put your z-axis at your 0. That's what this tool is designed to do. So if I were to, I'm going to go ahead and make a file while I have you here. We're going to go. Holy fucking shit. Moving on. All right. I'm going to go file, new part. Do I want to import a new part? Yes, absolutely. And I'm just going to grab my Sisyphus file. 1:1 ratio. Okay. Now that's my art file. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my options, machine options. I'm also going to go to my post processor here. And you'll see I'm already in inches and I have my non-float processor. If I don't have my non-float processor here, I'm going to click on import, and then I should be able to go to my E drive or whatever it is, and it's going to have a list of, it'll have that non-float post processor. I click on it, I hit open, and then I make sure that when I look here it says non-float. If not, then I click down and you're going to see in the drop down menu I can select the non-float file, and I hit OK. Wonderful. After I do that, I go to operations, and then I go to my pen marking tool. Now we made this pen marking tool previously. Let's go ahead and double check that right now. Look at that, it's a pen marking tool, and I did it under the type plate marker when I made it. Tool number 11, diameter is 0.01, feed rate 350, cut height 0, start delay, and pause at the end of cut is all 0. Okay. So I went operation, and I went jet cutting. No offset, my tool is pen marking, no lead in, no lead out, 350 inches a minute. I hit OK. It creates this file for me with the non-float processor and everything. I'm just going to file run post processor Sisyphus, and then I hit OK. I go to Mach 3, I hit load G code, and then I go to my Sisyphus file, and I hit open. Now with my Sisyphus file open, I'm going to use my up, down, left, right keys to move my my machine over to where I want it to be. Oh shit. Let's move that piece of metal, shall we? Alright. So I move my axis to where I want it to be. Cool. I'm just going to start it there. And you're going to notice that I'm keeping it at this height. This is off the material. I could set it so that it's actually dragging on the physical material itself, which is what you're going to do with your pen. So you set your z-axis wherever you want it to be. This is touching. I'm going to keep it here, and you're going to notice that as it's moving around the table, it's not going to change in height, and this will allow you to make those pen motions, or what it'll do is it'll move up and go to the next point where it's marking, and then just keep marking at that point. And you'll see that here when I'm going to drop this down a hair. 0, 0, 0, my 0 out, my Z, X, and Y, 0, 0, 0. And since this is my new 0, I'm going to click Regen Toolpath. Awesome. Regen Toolpath. Then I hit Cycle Start. And Cycle Start again. And it's just going to go to its first position. And you'll notice it's not actually going to change height. So it's going to keep maintaining that strict height without changing, so that when you're running your pen tool, as long as you don't have a plasma cutter attached and on, it's not going to fire. So there you go, something to consider when you're getting started out there in the field with the pen marking. Just a little simple tool. Anyways, hope you enjoy. Have a good one.